or talking about it, or the people that you talk to about it, they make it seem
Following
like
videos
or
is us traveling
so
from
important
Toronto
to
to
think that
Indiana,
you know,
just crossing the border.
sometimes.
Where are we now? All right, so it took us about 4 hours to get to Windsor-Detroit border. We crossed over the bridge into Detroit.
Halfway.
And we stopped at the gas station here.
Go?
And it's about 3 hours from Detroit to Gary. So about 7 hours driving time from Toronto to Gary.
2 hours or something to get to Gary. That's the school over there, Roosevelt High School. This is the Jackson facility.
All right, so we just stopped to pass by the Jackson Memorial, I guess, homes, before we start looking around for some properties and so forth.
Just go right there. You take right here. You'll see that.
All right, so this is one of the many houses that we looked in and went through and looked in and out. The ones that are open that we were able to gain access to. This is out in the Atna area. I think we must have went to about 20 houses over the couple of days that we were in Gary. A couple in Hammond, and we went to East Chicago as well.
Nice house at one point, you know. At one point.
Again, that's something for me and for me and my two brothers that were with me. So many of the houses that were, you could just see that were so nice at one point. And yeah, so it's just to really see the vision as to what they could be again and restored to be again is something that we actually see.
Looking for a dead dog. Next to I see a bull. Are those bones? I can't even tell. This one's not even in that bad condition, huh? Huh?
Right there.
Oh, there's a dead dog.
Y'all want to see?
If you've been through many vacant houses, you've probably seen a fair amount of dead dogs. I just smelt in there and I knew there was going to be a dead dog, and yep, there was one here. Pit bull again. This is the third pit bull I've seen.
Look at that. Probably like a big tree just dropped right in that top of that.
All right, that's an example of, you know, you have to, I like to come out to see what we're actually looking to bid on, because you never know when a tree or branch could have just fallen onto a home and damaged it. So Google Maps doesn't do it.
Trees, though.
Still not 100% how all the numbers work in different areas, because sometimes the house numbers skip by 6 or by 8. That's what we're kind of running into here. So we're trying to cross-reference stuff that we looked up as to what's actually there.
4325. What number? 4325. So that would be.
All right, so passing my absolute favorite restaurant in Gary, out on Lake Street in the Miller area. It's closed. I think this was a Sunday, so you know, before we left, definitely have to come back there to eat. All right, so we're traveling up Lake Street, going towards the beach. Apparently, I try and keep an eye on what's taking place or what major developments. Apparently, there's supposed to be some bid for a major development at the end of Lake Street. We'll see what happens. So we're still in the Miller area. I'm not sure if this was a school or a old community center, but just a bunch of books up front. So we just take a little peek through.
1988.
Super long day back at the hotel, just listening to a little bit of Beyond Wind before hit the
You have to get to a place where you don't talk about faith, you demonstrate faith. It's easy to talk about faith. It's hard.
Alright, this is the Lake County government offices, courts, etc. Just gonna go in and sign up for get the bid package. Just doing this as an experience, because you can see that we did it once. It's the main thing, to be able to say that you did something, an accomplishment, something new on the journey. Alright, I'll turn back on when I go inside. Yeah, this is difficult talking into the phone. It's something I gotta try and practice a little bit more. Let's see. I'm following all protocol.
Okay, good.
Yes, I'm following all protocol. I walk in. Lots of competition.
Lots.
Lots. Yeah. Like how many people registered?
There you go. A lot. We're at max capacity for the auditorium.
Wow. So get here early.
Okay, so just sign your name and put today's date.
Alright, so I picked up this package. It's the registrar's package. And they said it's max capacity tomorrow. She said it's max capacity. Let's see what happens. It's the bank machine if you need to run and get some extra money. You're at auction, you want to buy something extra. But they only let you take out $300. So that's not much use. Alright, so this is the auditorium where they're going to have the tax sale. They're going to have the numbers up on the screen there. I'll probably sit over here because we sat over here last time. It wasn't that bad of luck, so I'll probably sit somewhere here. But you can see it's massive. And the girl said it's max capacity, so we'll see what happens.
All right, after another day of checking through another 15 or so properties, we're just back at the hotel the night before the auction, just researching.
So night before night before the auction.
All what you see is us here really just doing our due diligence, checking GIS to make sure that the properties land within the property lines and that you're not buying a garage or something along these lines. At this point, it's probably around 1:30 a.m. And again, so it's all day looking at more properties, Everybody's maxed out. Tomorrow morning's the auction. So, time to bed. Alright, so what you didn't see is the beginning of the auction. There's a lineup to actually get into the actual building. At this point, the auction already started. I just went to the washroom. But as you can see, it's a max capacity, standing room, full house. Definitely a full house. This was day one of the March sale.
And the judge dismissed their petition.
For those who've never been to auction, usually at the beginning of the auction they have, I don't remember this gentleman's title, but between the auctioneer, lawyers discuss the errors that people do before bidding, and people still make the errors regardless.
The other thing, let's assume that you go ahead and you do your 4.5 notices, you do your 4.6, you're over in circuit court, you're laughing that the judge gave you an order, okay, and told you to do what? Told you to take it to the auditor and get a deed up and start over. So be careful. If you're going to bid, we want you to bid. But don't sit on your fanny after your bid. You've got to do something right away. Oh! Where's another first-time bidder? Stand up. This young lady right here. Your first time? Okay.
First time.
Have you been over to the surveyor's office or on the GIS? You went on GIS? And did you take your finger and find that key number? And did you put your finger on the GIS and make sure that's the piece that you wanted to buy? You did that. All right, the one finger roll. Give her a big hand. Okay? And I tell you why that's true. Many years ago, in Lowell, somebody bid $17,500 for an address. Okay? And guess what? It wasn't the address here. It was this.
Where's 4,000 over there? 4,000. You have it over there for 4,000. Anybody else? There's 4,200. There's 44, 46. You have it at 46, 48, 5,000. She has it at 5, 52, 54, 56, 69, 70, 70, up to 5.
Alright, don't tell nobody. I'm just gonna let you guys in a little secret. I really have nothing to say to this lady. Just small little interaction with her, just so she remembers my face. She works for the county. So if I, ever call or ask any questions or see them, that they just remember my face. And people are usually willing to help people who, they've had a positive interaction with. Shh, don't tell nobody. So day one ended. There you'll see my just bidding number there. None of our items that we were bidding on was in day one, because day one took kind of long to get through. So off to look at some other properties. This is actually a property that we ended up we're going to bid for, right? Yeah, we ended up winning this one the following day, but we were just checking it out at the time. And I think many people passed it because of the issue with the sagging, but roll the dice, why not, for $600.
Met Thurman. Not the inside though.
I'm making in this chair now.
Huh? Come. Do you want to come?
I'm a bit heavier than y'all.
Huh?
Oh shit, wait. Shit. Okay, make sure this shit's sturdy. I don't need to go in the basement. I don't know about that one.
So like here, Thurman. It looks like this is sagging some.
Yeah, this side. Yeah, what I could do with that in the basement, jack it back up level from the basement.
They always say the win is in the buy, so again, for like I said, $600 we end up winning this one for.
You see how
And yeah, we'll see what takes place. We'll definitely see what takes place when we're able to start to work on this property.
Huh?
You said it just right.
Thurman, say that again?
Cause look, you see, I was trying to make it sound nice. I know.
Also, there was a cross beam across here.
So somebody either stole the iron beam or purposely took it out. One of the two. But again, still, for $600, I couldn't leave this two-family building.
You think it would be metal they took out? Why they took it?
I did see this in a couple more houses as well, and to be honest with you, it's rather dangerous as well, because potential of a whole house collapsing with that beam being taken out the property.
So they can get a lower price, or maybe make people not want to purchase it.
Day two, back at Lake County court offices and auditorium for the auction. There's Miss Investgary herself, Nico Sherry. She introduced me to this through her program in 2018. And yeah, so here's day two. Here we go.
If you don't have the what? Oh, if you don't have the money to bid, don't come here. Yeah, don't bid on stuff you can't pay for, because so you guys have to understand, I'm an auctioneer. I create from the owner to the buyer.
Each auction I've been to, there's someone who's bought something that they really didn't want, wrong place, or thought the dollar amount was less. Day two, this auction went much faster because they'll skip through blocks of numbers of houses and stop when people ask them to stop for a block of numbers they want to bid on.
Anybody else go over 13?
Go ahead.
Once. There's 14, 15, 16, 15 once. Twice.
Alright, what you hear is me and my little brother going back and forth. I basically say I would have put money on, because that's a house we actually looked at. It looks like someone lived there recently or got evicted or something along those lines.
And then tomorrow I'll come back with the number. Especially if no one's bidding against you, because there was a lot of people yesterday.
So later on we moved up further up into the C's just to get a better glance of everything, kind of what's going on and who's bidding and who's doing what.
Alright, put it on the board, Kai. Put it on the board.
Alright, so this is one of our winning bids. Our little slogan, put it on the board. I think we got 4 properties at this auction. I think there was about 4 properties in. Here is cash out time. We're leaving. We didn't stay for the 3rd day, so we're just getting together all the money, because you do have to pay before you leave. We don't have a cashier's check, so it's just cash money, putting together the cash to pay for everything before we leave and head home.
Karen, the man thinks you're gonna bust the door for it.
Alright, disappointing.
Sorry, boss. Sorry.
Live on the hard streets of Gary.
Sorry, I can't.
All right, so back in Miller, my biased favorite restaurant in Gary, Vibration, just because they have vegan food options. So I got a couple of black bean burgers. My brothers aren't vegans, but they certainly ate them burgers and really enjoyed them as well. So just fill up our belly before I hit the road back home.
Get that topping on there.
Oh yeah.
This just makes me happy every time I make it.
Yeah. Just burger.
All right, before leaving, we went to go check one of our
definitely.
fellow investors, a good friend, some properties that she had won. So we're just kind of taking a
It is. Do you feel better now?
Of her one of her properties that she won.
I can leave now.
Yeah. It's a 2-bedroom. Floors are awesome.
All right, so it's so hard not to take a glance at two more bridges. Final stretch. We're driving I think this would be considered west part of Gary, a train line. I think the South Shore train runs on that line as we exit the town and head back to Toronto. Action-packed, powerful. All right, that's it.
In half a
4
mile,
days,
use the right 2
non-stop,
lanes to take exit 11 for I-65 south toward Indianapolis.
4 days, non-stop, and a successful trip as well. Back home we go.